Thanks for tuning into another episode of She Laughs, a podcast dedicated to bringing you honest and transparent viewpoints in this daily faith journey. Now join with me as we listen to T and Kristal discuss the latest.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Kristal.
What's up, everybody? It's Tanisha.
And we are back with another spirit in our Understanding Spirit series.
Yes.
So T, what am I going to be teaching on this?
What do you ask me? We are going to be, or you are going to be discussing the Jezebel spirit.
All right. So Jezebel. Jezebel is a queen that was found in 1 Kings and 2 Kings. Okay. So if you're not familiar with her, I'll get into that a little bit later about who she is, but she was a queen married to King Ahab. Well, actually, I'll get into it now. She was a queen married to King Ahab, and during this time, Jezebel killed off a lot of prophets. So much so that Obadiah had to hide. It says he had to hide 150 prophets in caves. She pretty much sent out a death squad amongst the prophets. So this spirit definitely comes up against the prophets. However, I'm going to start with a couple of myths. Okay, and let's break those down and cast them out. Okay. So the first myth is that Jezebel can only be a woman. Guys, this is a lie.
No?
And yes, it's a lie. Spirits don't have a gender. So the Jezebel spirit can actually operate in both male and female alike.
Okay.
All right. The reason that this can happen is so many of y'all want to say that Jezebel only deals with lust. As if
That's what I thought, Jezebel is the girl in the church with the short skirt and the low top.
And I'm like, as if women don't lust after men. That's crazy.
That's
true.
To me.
But no, this spirit actually does not really deal with lust. Although it can use lust as a tactic. Okay. You have to understand Jezebel was a wife, but she was also a master manipulator, and she considered herself a prophet. Although she was a false one and everything, she considered her own self a prophet while she's killing prophets. Okay? And so, in order for you to understand, she was married to Ahab, thus she looks for an Ahab to manifest.
Now, what does that mean? She looks for Ahab. Okay.
So what qualifies as an Ahab? These are people who are weak-minded and easily manipulated. Okay. Either they're swayed by her good looks or her good works and good deeds.
Oh.
Okay. Because she's not just, like I said, y'all want to go off of, she got a whole short skirts and everything and just.
So it's not lust that attracts, it's.
No.
They're the nice person.
Yes, they can be the overly nice person.
Okay.
So good looks, because yes, Jezebel can, like I said, use sex appeal depending on your gender and desires. So for instance, if you're a male and the Jezebel is a female, they may use lust and their looks to lure you into sex if that is what you desire. However, if you desire financial gain, they will use their financial influence as well to lure you away. So they speak to what your carnal desires are.
Got you.
Okay? So that is what they are looking for. Because of that, so first let me tell you, her main intent is to gain access in either into a group, a family setting, or a church. She is looking for access through Ahab. That's the first thing. That is why she looks to attach them. And the reason that she is doing this is so she can sow seeds of discord.
Confusion and all that stuff.
Confusion, chaos. She is seeking to gain access. This spirit intends to lure away individuals with enticement from their ordained purposes, plans, and covenants. Okay, so she is literally seeking to gain access so she can cut down the movement of God, whether it's in a group or a family or a church. That is what she is looking to do. She wants to sever the head. Okay. Typically, they are highly gifted people or very influential people. So they can offer goods, they can offer services, sex, finances, anything to get their way. All right. However, there is going to always be a price to pay. All right. Another thing to note is you might not just be a male, but if you're a female, a Jezebel can show up in your life in the way of a same sex. So it doesn't.
So it could be a best friend or someone you deem as a best friend or a mentor or something like that.
Yes, they can show up as best friends, sister friends, mentors, all of that. The point is they want to attach to you to gain access into the group.
Got it.
Okay. So how to discern a Jezebel? So first, as foremost, as we'll always say, Holy Spirit's going to tell you.
If you're having an open ear to listen.
Yes. He's just going to straight up tell you, that's a Jezebel. And then he will open your eyes to see and tell you the heart and intentions in that person. Which goes to my next point. Examine the motives. Why are they doing this? Why are they being so generous to you? A lot of times as humans, we're very arrogant and we think, oh, because I'm a nice person. Yeah.
Or they are just being nice because it's just a human thing to do to want to help somebody.
Yes. And so if you're starting to notice that they're always giving you something, they're always quick to help before you even ask it.
So it's the overboard.
Yes.
Like they give the extravagant gifts. They go above and beyond what you may possibly need. You ask for one thing, then they gave you 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Or giving you things that you didn't even ask for. Like, you're like, oh, okay. Like, you will almost feel as if you're taking advantage of them.
Got you. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I don't understand. We don't even talk like this. They're trying to gain access and lure you in.
Got it.
And then examine the fruit. Do they sow seeds of discord, of dishonor? Is there dishonor going on in their family or in their household? Is there dishonor going on amongst them and the people in their church, or dishonor amongst them and people in their coworkers? If they always have an issue with somebody or some type of drama,
okay,
there's some seeds of discord there, and you have to judge their fruit. And that's really like, especially not always necessarily in the church, because I'm going to give you some things to discern in the church, but especially if you just see them out.
Or you interact with them maybe through work.
Yes.
Or any other social events.
Yes.
Got it.
And everything. There's ways to discern them. Now, if they're in church, okay, once again, remember that Jezebel considers herself a prophet. So she's going to do constant boasting of dreams and visions that are self-exalting.
So that's the person that always got something to say during service about the Lord told me this and the Lord told me that. Okay.
And everything. But it will always be to exalt themselves. The Lord told me that I am the most and everything. Or the Lord told me and gave me a word that only I can hear.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
They will create a coalition of weakened people to be around them. So their audience, their fans. They shun any form of accountability. This is both in the church and outside of it. They do not like accountability at all.
Got it.
They prophesy non-biblical revelations. Okay. And then also they have an agenda and use all forms of manipulation. All forms.
Passive aggressiveness,
Yes.
everything. Flattery.
Yes. All of that. That goes back to that overly being nice, overly being generous. They
accommodate.
Yes. I will tell everyone, every gift is not from God. Discern who is giving the gift.
Right.
And what is the intent behind the gift.
We forget that the enemy knows our desires as well as God. So he will use those against us.
Yes. And we think that the enemy ain't got a storehouse. I mean, if you just look at when God went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, The enemy literally told God, if you throw yourself down, I will give you all of this. He was talking about kingdoms, wealth, all of that. So he has his own storehouse,
right,
and will definitely give you that as well. So Jezebel acts on that. So when it comes to casting her out, I'm gonna be honest, because I have been dealing with Jezebel. Okay, you have to be very direct with this spirit and set clear-cut boundaries.
Boundaries is the key word.
Yes, because they are looking for an access point.
Got it.
And sometimes, especially, you can see when they are looking for an access point, either through you or to you.
To you, yeah. Okay, got it.
So you have to set very clear boundaries, and she is going to act a fool the moment you do.
Yes, basically, because it's saying no.
Yes. So before you set these boundaries, or before you're trying to cast her out, please prepare yourself for this battle, because it is going to be an all-out brawl. This is not someone you can just think as a spirit, oh, okay, I cast you out and go on about your day. No. She is going to attack. She is going to manipulate and cause havoc and chaos all around you.
The ultimate antagonist.
Yes, that is definitely her. So she is a very draining and passive-aggressive and sneaky spirit. When it comes to her, she will often display huge outbursts of emotion, whether that's through tears, through anger. She is the type, I don't understand why they don't like me.
Oh.
I'm such a nice person. I did this for you. I did that for you. Why won't they I just want to help.
Yeah.
Okay. If tears don't get her there, then she'll go to anger and temper tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
They like to distract from themselves, and they will even go to blame shifting. Well,
Right.
It must be something about them.
Yeah, because, they don't like accountability.
Yes, they do not like accountability. So the main thing to also know is you can offer them deliverance, but oftentimes they're not going to accept it.
They don't think anything's wrong with them.
No, they do not think anything's wrong with them. They're such a nice person. They don't see the manipulation
And
tactics.
they're giving. Yes, because they're giving. So I'm a good person. I give.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
So if a person is operating under the Jezebel spirit, they may not know or think that they're doing this, but she is definitely operating. Okay. If you are prophetic or have any prophetic anointing, be prepared to come up against this spirit often. Okay. The reason for it is, like I said, Jezebel considers herself a prophet, but she hates prophets. So prophets are people who do nothing more than reveal the mind, heart, and will of God. And that is the one thing that this spirit definitely wants to cut off. That is what Jezebel did over Israel through Ahab. She cut off God's seers and prophets to tell Israel his mind, heart, and will. And at that time, Israel was starting to worship the idol Baal. And so she literally is trying to sever off his heart, his mind, and his will being spoken over his people.
Right.
Okay. So this can send people who are prophetic under her attack to experience depression, to experience witchcraft and fear. And they will definitely try and run for their own caves.
Right.
To get away from her, which can send them into bouts of loneliness. So as a prophet, you definitely have to keep your heart and spirit and mind up in check, because she's going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you.
She's unyielding.
She's definitely
unyielding spirit.
Unyielding and super manipulative, and you will see it it will definitely have you in awe as to why other people can't see it.
Yes, that would drive it crazy. I get that.
So, that's a Jezebel spirit.
So basically it takes patience. You got to have some, and setting boundaries to really deal with this spirit, because you can't yield it away. It's not going to go anywhere once it has its mindset to gain that access.
Right.
So your patience comes in with you setting those boundaries to keep them out of access or arm's reach. And then dealing with the emotional turmoil of
looking the bad guy.
Yes. I was going to say, people not seeing what you're seeing. And the possibility of people assuming that you are the problem and not them. Because they're so kind and giving and, you know, they always want to help and they're always suggestive. And, I mean, they're the go-to for, if you need this happen, so-and-so can do it. If you need this, you know, they are, they have skills. The problem is their heart.
Yes.
So it's a heart posture issue with them.
It's definitely a heart posture issue with them. Also, if you are under attack from a Jezebel, you can't outright attack her back because it feeds into
that whole yes, it's me, it's not it's them, it's not me. You see how she blew up on me, you see how she's ignoring me, you see how he doesn't want to be my friend, you see how he won't just be nice to me, you see how he won't speak. All of that feeds into it. So you have to be willing to look like the bad person.
Yes, you have
to be okay with people not understanding why you just won't be nice to this person.
Yes.
Or befriend this person.
Why you won't befriend, why you won't give them access, why will you not deal with them? And it could be that you're not being mean or you're not being rude. It could be something as simple as outside of seeing you, when I see you, I don't have anything else to do with you.
Right.
So the other part is once you have set a boundary in place, you can't backtrack.
That's kind of how boundaries work.
They're saying don't backtrack, don't give in. She is definitely looking for you to do that. But just something as simple as you holding to your boundary.
You have to hold to your boundary.
Will make you look like a bad guy. It could literally be that you say hi. It could literally be that you acknowledge them. It could literally
But because you don't do anything more than that.
Exactly. They will make it seem, they will literally wreak up havoc and cause a full out.
Because their purpose is to draw attention to the fact that it's you, not them.
Yes.
You see how they didn't, I wanted this and they didn't.
Yes.
Yes. So got it.
So that's the Jezebel spirit, guys, and I'm praying for you. Like I said, she is exhausting.
That sounds very exhausting, but not impossible to deal with. I have to say that it is not impossible. You have the ability to deal with it. That is the whole purpose of you knowing these spirits. Is because you can handle them.
Yes, and you can.
You can handle them. She can be handled. He can be handled.
Yes.
It's just a lot. So you have to remember who you get your source of strength from. Mm-hmm. And do not let yourself go on empty before going back to your source if you're dealing with the spirit.
Yes.
You need to be in constant communication with God dealing with this spirit because you are going to be drained. That is their intent.
Yes.
Is to drain you so that they can gain access.
And even if this spirit might lay low for a little bit, trust and
believe.
Oh no,
they have patience. That sounds to me like they are very determined and strong-willed.
Yes, very patient, very oftentimes doing things in the background for you to see later. She's literally setting things up. But that is what a manipulator does.
Yes.
They pull strings behind the scenes. So that is what you'll see in this Jezebel spirit.
So you have to stay vigilant.
Yes.
You have to stay vigilant. And when you, again, setting boundaries, the only thing about boundaries is you have to stick with them.
Yes.
Once you say you cannot go any further than this, you need to mean what you say when you say it.
Yes, Lord.
Despite how it may look to others around you.
Yes.
You have to stick by your guns and what you say.
So Guys, if you are wanting to study up more on the Jezebel spirit, there's a lot out there, especially right now, because she is really running rampant across the world. But there are 3 books that I would recommend to you. The first is one that my apostle gave me, which is Unmasking the Jezebel Spirit. That is by John Paul Jackson. The second one, which I love listening to this man. I love listening to his Monday Word. Is called Hell's Toxic Trio by Ryan Lestrange. If you have not heard of him, I suggest that you go find and figure out who he is.
He also has an e-course specifically for the Jezebel spirit, so I would definitely go to his website, Lestrange Ministries, and take that e-course if you find yourself dealing with this spirit.
Yes. And then the last one, which T and I have definitely been going through, this one is a lot meatier, but Apostle John Eckhart has his Deliverance and Spiritual Warfare Manual that talks about several different spirits. It doesn't talk about the Jezebel spirit as much, but because we're doing this spirit, Understanding the Spirit series, we definitely go to it as a reference. If you are wanting to understand more about a lot of spirits or how to deal with them, or even identify spirits that have been as generational curses in your family,
yes.
Definitely get that. That is not a book that you can read through, but it's definitely a good, almost, I want to say, encyclopedia or index when dealing with the spirit world. So that's all I got. T, what you got?
That's it, man. That sounds like a lot, but it is not. Though it is serious and is a lot. We don't want you to feel like you can never be okay when you're dealing with this spirit, because it's so overwhelming. You have the ability to get through it, and you have to remember it's that spirit's job is to wear you down.
Yeah.
And you just have to be unyielding and not being worn down the same way they are unyielding and wearing you down.
Yes.
You have to match their intensiveness.
Yes.
So yeah, you just have to be vigilant, and it can be done.
So, where can they find you, T?
Facebook is Tanisha Williams, and Instagram is Styles by Tanisha J.
And as always, guys, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Charmaine Kears. And then look for the new blog post on charmainesconfessions.com. As always, send us your questions, DM us, write to us on Facebook.
Yes, on
email
Anchor.
us.
You guys, if you guys are listening to us on Anchor, you can actually send us the actual voice message. And that would be great with any questions you guys have or any words of affirmation about how you are enjoying the podcast. Also, whatever other platform you guys listen to us on, please give us a 5-star review.
Yes.
I'm not asking for nothing less. The reason why is because if you give a 5-star review, it's easier for people to search for She Laughs when they're looking for us on the other platforms. So whichever one you're on, I know we're on it, just give us a 5-star review. And then again, always hit us up in our Gmails accounts. And that's it.
All right, guys. Until next time, be blessed.
Thanks again for listening. As always, we hope that you were blessed by today's discussion. To keep up with the latest on the She Laughs podcast, be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at She Laughs Podcast. If you would like to donate to this ministry, please feel free to send all donations to paypal.me/She Laughs. And don't forget to send us your questions. As always, we love to hear from you. Until next time, stay blessed.